I look fantastic. I have these too tight pants on and a shirt that laces up the back. Snap. It's my first night bartending at this new club in Manhattan. It's my first night bartending ever. But hey, it's not gonna matter if I don't know how to make a cosmopolitan. If it's red and in a martini glass, I'll be able to play it off. It's all about the attitude. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm scared to death. I have totally lied on my resume. I've said that I worked at 5 major clubs in Manhattan, and the only place I ever worked was the Coffee Bean. And I have to do a good job because I'm absolutely and completely out of money. My first customer comes in. Damn, he's gorgeous. Hello, one and only. Please, God, let him ask for a beer. He draws back the bar stool. With his muscular arms, rips off his jacket, places his firm buttocks on the seat, leans in and looks at me with his doe eyes, and from his full, nearly pouting lips, utters the words, "What are you?" It took little less than a week of working there to realize that for many, it's the classic come on line. A smooth, subtle way to start any conversation. 90% of the time, I'd get, "What are you?" before they'd ask my name. One night, I tried to keep track of how many times I got asked that question. I lost count. Of course, I didn't always get hit on with, "What are you?" These New York boys are creative. "What are your roots?" "Are you naturally tan?" "Where are you from originally?" "Can I ask you a personal question?" "Girl, what's your native?" I've been trying to figure something out." "No habla español?" "What, you mean you're not Spanish?" "Me and my buddies have a bet. Not that it matters, but what?" Clearly, to these Casanovas, it does matter, much more than my name or my phone number. And for the record, I'd never date a man that asked my ethnicity before my name. Not even Liam Neeson. When I moved to New York, I had never lived anywhere but West Virginia. In West Virginia, I heard the "what are you" question enough, but most of the time when people figured out I wasn't white, the conversation was pretty much over. "You're white and black? Holy shit! Well, that's too bad. I really liked you." Yeah. In West Virginia, racism is right up there in your face. People there are very proud to be white and usually have no problem expressing their views on the subject of race. In West Virginia, there are just as many rebel flags in people's lawns as American flags. In fact, it wasn't until a while ago I realized a Confederate flag was considered an offensive thing. When I moved to New York, I was sure my race wouldn't matter as much here as it did back home. After all, New York is the melting pot. There are so many different kinds of people, so many different races, that I was sure my race wouldn't matter at all. I was wrong. Unfortunately, I found my race matters just as much in New York as it does anywhere else. Here it's just a little more complicated. Here there are more races to choose from, but still not mine. For example, I found my first apartment through a listing in the paper. The girl I was living with was hardly ever there. She worked days, I worked nights, we never saw each other. One morning, however, we happened to be in the kitchen at the same time. "What are you?" "What What's your race? I'm mixed. Oh, I don't know what that means. I'm mixed race. Oh, mixed of what? Black and white? But you don't look either black or white. Well, I'm both. I don't see how hard this is to understand. Wow, I don't know what you look like. You're much too light to be African American, and there's no way you could pass as white. I'm like Halle Berry. You know, she's mixed. Yeah, but she looks black. She calls herself black. When everyone sees her, they see her as black. The only thing you could try to pass for is Latin. Do you by any chance speak Spanish? It was the longest conversation we had ever had. If I were 2 shades darker on the color wheel, that conversation would never have happened at all. She would have just accepted me as being black. Clearly, my race mattered to everyone but me. And since mix never seemed to satisfy anyone and always prompted more race-related questions, I decided to call myself by what I thought was the socially acceptable term for my race, mulatto. It didn't work out.